mean, to be fair, we're just recording this after the Shaq episode, as you can probably tell. If you haven't watched the Shaq episode, what the hell are you doing with your life? Go back and watch a Shaq episode. But Happy New Year. Happy New Year. We're filming this in like mid-December. But everyone else, Happy New Year.
Yeah, Podception at its finest again. We're going to try and pretend that we've celebrated Christmas and New Year already. So, I'm still recovering from my hat hair off my Santa hat. Shaq absolutely nailed us with all this silly spray, so just about cleared it all up.
Feels weird sitting like this. I miss you. I miss your little thigh. This is episode 24.
Yeah.
This is 2024.
Yeah.
See what we did?
It's like my plan.
See what we did? I'm Felix Leiter. This is Dean Saunders. This is Anth Hepburn. And last year, we started a podcast. We've done quite a bit. We've grown quite a lot. I mean, you were saying the difference between episode 1 with Shaq and episode 23 with Shaq felt
so much different. It was chalk and cheese. Like, again, it bothered you that the cameras were nowhere near as good as they were, well, ever since that first episode. Yeah. We got that right. Like, me personally, like, it was the first ever one we'd done. I think I was nervous. I was like nervous. Like, we've never done anything like that before. Obviously, I know you've done some podcasts before. Obviously, I'd never done anything like that. So it was just getting my head around it all. And I think the difference between, well, like I say, the first episode, Dan Nightingale said this, didn't he? He said the difference between the first episode and the fifth episode, and the fifth episode and the 23rd episode is going to be massive. Yeah. And here we are, episode 24. When we do episode 50, episode 100, this will probably feel rubbish.
And Anth was there.
I was here.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us back, guys. I'm the only reoccurring guest apart from Shaq.
Well, you missed the one with Casso and Dara.
I missed the first
and
two.
Then you missed the one with Jess Beers, kind of.
That's a fucking smash.
Well, because we've had a couple where, we started off when we were doing intros and stuff, didn't we? So then, and the table was different with Shaq.
Yeah.
And then you've missed a couple with like Kimmich when there's been 2 guests.
Yeah.
We've done that, but
I think the dream is as well, as time goes on, we've mentioned this before, getting a bit of a different setup, and I'd love in future to be able to have more than 4 of us on the pod.
Yeah.
100%.
That's one of my targets.
Just need more mics.
Yeah. So that's one of my targets. I'm going to set that off.
So looking back
2024
at the previous 23 episodes.
Yeah.
Obviously, we would say by numbers, our most successful episode was Stomping. Shout out to Danny, what an absolute legend. And he definitely
will be coming back on.
Yeah, we think we're going to get him back on for some like boxing,
UFC.
Yeah. We should have got him on for the Paddy one, shouldn't we? Should have got him on
doing the next UK show because it's better timing for everybody anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, but I think they're trying to do one with Tom Aspinall and Leon Edwards in the UK, aren't they, for next year? So
get Stomping.
That'll be a good one.
Well, Danny Stompman has promised he will come on for either the UFC one or when Eminem finally releases a new album. Also, throwback to the last episode. Throwback to about 20 minutes ago when he's made us do Rap God again with Shaq.
I didn't make you do shit. I didn't make you do a
try to get out
thing.
of it.
Don't call him that.
I try to get out of it, and then you really noticed and eagle-eyed spot the lick of the lips. He was like, he's licking his lips, he's getting ready. I've got to do it now,
So some moments or some points that come to mind now. Obviously, recency bias is a thing. Do you know what I mean? We've just had an absolutely belting episode with Shaq that went out on Boxing Day. But anything that comes to mind for you for some highlights, whether it be guests, moments, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, recency bias again, maybe. But Danny Bond episode, I feel like we have a lot of chats every week about where we want the podcast to go. Obviously, the direction we want. I don't know. Obviously, it'd be always nice to hear feedback from people, but we have internal.
As long as it's positive.
As long as it's positive, yeah. Or I get upset. It's not that I want everyone to like me, but if people dislike me, it kills us. But yeah, so obviously we have chats all the time, and obviously we want the pod to be fun, humanising some really incredible people that come on and like people seeing a different side of them. We don't want it to be too interviewy because there will be people who do interviewy podcasts better than us three do. So we want it to be fun. So I really like the Danny Bond episode because it really feels like the format that I personally would like the podcast to go down. I think both of you would as well. So Danny Bond podcast, loved it, and he was a great guest.
The Morgan Seatree beer pong or Deserrano pong, that first shot when he just nails it.
Who's that a highlight for though? Because I was really hungover at the time, and that absolutely.
You had a great night afterwards, didn't you?
No, I went out on the Friday and I went out on the Sunday, but I drank on the Saturday and then went to bed after that.
Oh, did you? I thought you went out.
No, I was absolutely dying.
Oh, I thought you were going to be that pissed. Like
So for the ones that you were present, and or sober, what what memories do you have of the ones that you've enjoyed, like guests or moments?
I think the best moment for me was Jamie talking about he's fantasising being in the PDC Darts World Championship in the shower. I just like that, the way that guy's brain works is just fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like, and he was just a crease from start to finish. Even before we started recording, he had to win stitches. Afterwards, when we talked, he had to win stitches. And obviously having Dan on, I think it's a big thing for us as well, you know, for somebody that has such a successful podcast as well. And again, the banter was just. Well,
Jamie just felt like he owned it. I don't mean that in a bad way. Like, he felt like he came on our podcast and just owned it. Yeah. And we just sat and laughed at him, and then he left. And we were like, fuck it.
Well, obviously, Jamie Hutchinson, we're on about here for anyone who hasn't seen it yet, and obviously we're going to be getting him back on next year.
Yeah.
He's absolutely brilliant. I mean, if
you haven't got tickets, when is it? Google the stand, Jamie Hutchinson. If you haven't got tickets, if it hasn't already sold out,
11th of Feb.
Go and see him. Water slide. I think 10th or 11th of February, water slide, Jamie Hutchinson at the stand. Go and get tickets if it hasn't sold out. Incredible.
But when he started imagining himself as Gretchen from Recess.
Recess porn.
Yeah.
Dan was like, a kind of porn that I'm not aware of.
But yeah, no, Jamie, brilliant. Dan Nightingale, absolutely brilliant as well. Obviously, again, everyone's been great, haven't they? And I think there's some, like, we talk about there, how different the last episode with Shaq was versus the very first episode. It'd be nice to get Sam Lavery. Obviously, she's now doing Capital Dance as well, smashing.
In the panto, she's doing the panto this year. That would be an interesting thing to find out about.
No, she's not.
Oh, yes, she is.
Behind you. It's actually bad how much I know my pantos as well. But yeah, and then obviously Robin Armstrong is absolutely smashing it. Like, it'd be great to get Tazo on again. Like, I think, like we say, a lot of the people we've had
that
on,
bit when, like, and I just said it out of nowhere, like, have anyone been playing your music when you go and fix the boiler? And he's just like, and loads of people, the amount of people that commented, like, that video went mental on TikTok, and the amount of people who were just like, you came to fix my boiler, it was fucking class. My bands wanted photos.
When we do manage to get more mics, because I think it's shocking that Anth does get subbed on and off.
Super sub.
Yeah, super sub. I mean, you're the opposite, you're the super starter. You just get subbed occasionally, but I think when we get the 5 mics, I think it'd be good to get Stompman and Tazo on. By then I might be able to actually nail rap god, because I've messed it up twice, haven't I?
I just give up with it, mate.
I tried to. I literally tried to get out of it 3 or 4 times, and you kept on doing it. And Shaq was sitting there like this. And he would not let me do it. Also, Shaq, if you're watching this, Felix got you a snide Tamagotchi.
Devastated.
And you left it. Has he replied yet? He might reply.
Absolutely
devastated. Before he's even opened it.
Absolutely. I hope Shaq was going to keep that alive on his trip to America, and he's just deserted it. He took the fucking Santa hand sanitizer. So plans for 2024, boys. What are we going to try and do with LooseCast in 2024, Dean?
Well, as of right now, although this is technically 2 weeks before it's going to come out, we're on 1,400 subscribers.
Okay.
So we were going to do a 1,000 subscribers episode, weren't we? But everyone's super, super busy, and we had loads of guests booked in, so we didn't end up doing it. But we got 1,000 subscribers very, very quick, I believe. I mean, you've done podcasts for you. Said it was very quick,
obviously, who was it? Like another one of our guests, Ramsey, was like, "Oh, I've started a channel and got 25,000 subscribers in 10 minutes."
Worst Irish accent I've ever heard in my life, mate.
Yeah, other than Ramsey, and again, we could get Ramsey in for the Middlesbrough Newcastle semi-final reaction, couldn't we? Oh no, Newcastle are out. Sorry, Anth. Yeah, just gonna throw that one in. By this point, by the way, Middlesbrough could have got like Chelsea and obviously be out anyway, so yeah, irrelevant. But apart from Ramsey, I think we got 1,000 really quickly. So I think
let's make predictions.
Yeah, I think getting to 2,000
end of 2024.
Yeah,
how many subscribers has LooseCast on, Anth?
You're going to clip this as well, Felix.
Yeah, and whoever's the furthest from it has to do a forfeit.
And if I get it wrong, I get done with silly strings. Probably. Yeah, classic.
10,000.
Ooh, 10, I like that.
Felix,
I'm gonna go 5,000.
Do I just do it?
You're going to go right into
750. Textbook.
Believe it or not, I was going to say 7,500. I'd be really happy with that.
I was just waiting for Gan to see him.
But if we're nearly at 2,000, I'd like to think 5,000 plus. That would be really good.
And we're going to try and make it less about the guest and more about having the guest as part of us, chatting about a concept, chatting about a theme, like we did with Danny, Best Night Out, Newcastle Leeds. We're going to try and do that. We're also going to try and do 2 episodes a week. Again, one like with a theme, with a concept, and maybe a rotating person in the 4th chair, different people that work for Loose, friends, family, people that we just want to get on and have a bit of chat with. So that's kind of the aim.
100%. I mean, obviously, we've got some exciting stuff going on in general this year, including some big projects. So Anth may not always be as available as he is at the minute.
Pour myself out the masses.
Yeah.
I'm really excited.
Excuse my cough.
I just want to trail this one with Anth, because honestly, I get excited in the middle of the night about this. Dean doesn't believe in hypnosis.
I know,
and we've got a local hypnotist who's going to come on early in January and try and hypnotise Dean, because he doesn't believe in it. So keep your eyes out for that.
But I
episode.
don't like that. I said what I think every person would say, but I don't believe in it.
Absolutely not. That shit freaks me the fuck out.
And I was like going, oh yeah, I'll get him on. Like, I'll let him do it to me when he comes on. He's not going to be able to hypnotise us, and yous are all getting far too excited about it, because you genuinely think he's going to be able to hypnotise us.
Can't wait.
How about this one then, right? Dream guest for 2024.
Oh yeah, that's a good shout. Who's your dream guest? Don't say Stuart fucking Downing.
We want Stuart Downing. We've asked Stuart Downing and David Leiter to come on the pod. I think they'd be both absolutely amazing.
Dream guest, Eminem.
Eminem. Nah, Marshall Mathers.
Do you reckon he could nail Rap God?
No, I can't believe I messed that up again. I didn't want to do it. Do you know what?
In all seriousness though, do you think he could just nail it?
Eminem?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. I'd like to think so.
Have you seen him perform it live?
I haven't seen Eminem perform live other than the 3 times I've been.
Have you seen him do Rap God live?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
But like, I think it's like anything when you watch like rappers and stuff, they obviously don't sing every single word because they'll be out of breath by a mile, won't they? So that like you get, I think he does do the whole of Rap God, but like when you're doing other raps, you have the hype man with you, doesn't it? And they like fill certain words and I don't know. I think we've got to get Patrick Toppin on.
Yeah.
This year coming up. Like I say, it'll be interesting as the year goes on. I think some more comedians as well. I think it'd be good to get.
Has Patrick Toppin ever done a Halloween event called Trick or Treat?
Wow.
Good show.
You can have that one, Patty.
Yeah.
You need it.
Can't be right.
But we've obviously had, like I say, Dan Nightingale, Jamie Hutchinson on, Matt Reid was brilliant, Robin Armstrong.
We'd like to get Adam Rawn. We'd like to get Paul Smith on. Have a teeth off.
I would love to get Paul Smith on. Obviously, we had a bit crack with Paul, and I think we'd like to get him on this year. He's obviously doing a massive tour. So I think comedian-wise, Paul Smith would be great to get on. DJ-wise, it'd be great to get Patrick Toppin on.
Yeah.
And then, some football crack. Because I think when we talk about it, what do we always say? We say, like...
Lewis Miley would be class.
Yeah. Do we say comedians? We say DJs, MCs, artists, like reality TV, if there's the link.
Got to get Scotty T back on.
Yeah, Scotty's 100% come back. And then some football links. I think they're the like...
Yeah, who would be your dream guest, mate?
I would love, because he's playing Newcastle next year, I would love to get Clinton Baptiste on.
Yes.
Because I'm a huge Peter Kay Phoenix Knights fan. And Clinton Baptiste is just fucking anytime he was on TalkSport the other week, and man, I was fucking crying. We'd done a Phoenix Nights pub quiz at the Tynebank Brewery like a few years back, and I went to that, and it honestly made like the belly ache from laughter afterwards was fucking unbelievable. I love that.
My dream guest has agreed to do it. It's just Finn Taylor. If you don't know who Finn Taylor is, go and check him out and get tickets for his show at the Stand. He said he was going to come and do it. I love Finn Taylor. He's insane. He'll melt your brain. He's just incredible. Check out his Finn versus the Internet series on YouTube. It's just incredible. So personal stuff, personal wise for this year. Anth, what have you got coming up? What have you got any like things that you're trying to do? Have you set yourself are you going to set yourself any goals, any resolutions? What are you saying?
I'm a big fan of the resolutions thing, to be honest with you, but mainly because I'm fucking useless at sick of them. But yeah, on a personal level, there's some big projects this year that we'll be working on, and exciting projects that we've been doing a lot of behind the scenes work with for quite a long time now.
A long time,
yeah.
Emphasis.
But when we get them ready and they go out, like it'll be phenomenal. I'm a big advocate for for restaurants and bars and the scene in Newcastle and how things work, and it's something that, you know, I work on with great passion. So yeah, there's some exciting concepts coming up without saying exactly what they are, but yeah.
Nice. Well, I've got 3 tracks coming out on Armada that I'm super happy about. Like I've had to taken months and months and months and months to clear the samples. So fingers crossed they all come out. The first one should be coming out around the end of February, and then 2 more up until the summer. And then I'm trying to get new original vocals on 2 new tracks. So I'm excited to get some more music released. Dean, what is on the horizon in 2024 for you, mate?
Well, I'm just going to do a little pause because you're very modest, Felix, and I feel like you haven't had this shout out from us yet, but like you're got to let you go streams. What were the streams that you posted?
Well, if you watch the last episode, you would know it was just over 5.5 million, I think. Which,
that's incredible. I feel like he's very modest. And like when we've had guests on, so obviously TD came on, and obviously when Dara and Casso were on about, and they're like, I play that song all the time in my set. Like, I feel like mind blown. Like,
class, thank you very much.
Everywhere you go, every one of our events, it's played. I mean, not Persistence R&B downstairs. No. That hasn't been played there, but all of our
events. That's just you doing rap with your top off.
Every Sunday it's up, by the way. Persistence, you wouldn't know because he never fucking mentions it.
What do I mention? The good thing, you know, we should do a drinking pod, right? But like a Dean drinking game.
I've banned myself from ever drinking on the podcast.
It lasted 1 episode.
If I mention Persistence, if I mention
shots,
breaking my ankle,
doing events for 11.5 years.
So we're doing.
Hold on, by the way, if anyone watches that. I made that comment. Like, I'm not having myself mugged over that I said that. I was like, I do mention that a lot, but I just feel like I go into work mode, don't I?
So we're doing Dean Saunders LooseCast bingo card. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, I love that. Love that.
Could have gone pro, broke my ankle. Can't believe you made us do rap god.
Never been to Vegas.
Still can't DJ. Don't be like crack shit, isn't it? I think there'd be people watching me like, I did notice all these things, but I never thought about it. Now you just name them all. Yeah, what a
the 2024, mate. What's coming up?
Yeah, so we've obviously, as Anth mentioned there, we've been working on a hell of a lot of things. Obviously, myself, all the team, like everyone's been working super hard. So we've got quite a lot of things coming up. Obviously, Loose Days in Newcastle and Leeds. We've got some new events coming up, which I'm really excited about. We have Loose Days Liverpool launching this month officially, so that's exciting as well. To be in 3 cities for Loose Days is really one that we'd always kind of dreamt of. So I think that's really exciting.
Is that bar on a Thursday?
Yes. Troppy Logo in Liverpool. So that's going to be launching.
You see it like such a Geordie. I love it now. You're like Troppy Logo.
Troppy Logo. Computer.
So we'll have Newcastle, Leeds and Liverpool for Loose Days. Obviously LooseFest, the big comeback is on this year after obviously Shaq's came back for his Tamagotchi. Hold on. So we're currently on Shaq. Oh, you left your phone?
I've left my phone somewhere. That's why I'm fucking happy. I fucking just jumped into the build-up. The build-up was currently...
the point of it, can you just look into the camera for 2 seconds, Shaq, and say, Shaq, you're on camera. It's a Shaq. It's the first episode of 2024. Can you watch it?
After that, intrusion from Shaq.
That was so random.
I genuinely thought he came back for the Tamagotchi. So, no, my phone, man.
I was wondering why he hadn't replied about the Tamagotchi as well.
Fucking get in,
But
man.
yeah, it's a good job we did address that this was straight after the Shaq episode as well. Because we do all have spare t-shirts with us because we were going to just change and make it look like it was a different week. But imagine we'd done that, we'd all changed, it all tied up, and Shaq came back like, what are you doing here in the same outfit?
Insane. Well, he got his phone.
He did.
And he got his Tamagotchi.
He has.
So it's a win for everyone.
So
he started 2024 in a good place.
So if you've been watching Shaq's social media as he's in America and you're wondering why he's doing all his socials of the Tamagotchi, but we've addressed at the beginning of this pod that he didn't have it, well, now you know.
Conception.
But I think, just to finish on my bit, obviously we all know what happened with LooseFest this year, sadly. So we've been working super, super hard over the last few months, and hopefully later this month or very soon we're going to have some announcements, some exciting announcements.
Exciting news.
Yeah, so I think the comeback of LooseFest 2024 will be really exciting, and then 2 or 3 really big projects on top of that I've been working on for quite some time that I'm really excited for.
How many of these can you do in one go?
It's Dean's monologue.
The question.
What's wrong with
there's one hiding behind the
monologue, or is it
There's
like
nothing wrong with it at all. Just Dean's having a monologue. I'm having a couple
There we go. Yeah, and then finally, obviously, has touched on LooseCast. I think just growing LooseCast more and more.
I would love to do a live audience LooseCast by the end of 2024.
We've done some.
I know, but you know what I mean.
We've got some ideas. We've got some ideas about doing things like boat parties with Shaq and Tazo and Stompin' and doing a live episode on there, and then like all that kind of stuff. So yeah, hopefully that's where we're going to be.
Going back to when I said before about how quickly we got to 1,000 subscribers, the conversation always was, wasn't it? When we got to 1,000 subscribers, we would do a live show, but we got to it way quicker than we had chance to plan it. But yeah, that would be really cool to do. Like I think
Sue and Steve front and centre.
Yeah,
they would. My mum and dad would come.
Before I eat all of these, let's call it. Right, thank you very much, boys. Happy New Year. All the best. Let's do it.